welcome to the 5th episode of the Unfathomable podcast. I'm Daph.
And I'm Zoe.
And in this episode, we want to talk to you guys about how we got into creating content and what makes you guys good subscribers and anything online content related. So, starting off, Zoe, how did you get into OnlyFans?
So, I can't even remember exactly how I got into it, but it was before I dated one of my exes.
Yeah. When
we were just, like, friends with benefits, he brought up OnlyFans and he was like, oh, it'd be so funny if you, like, made one.
Funny?
And yeah, he was like, it'd be so funny. And I was like, oh, like, I don't know if I'd be able to do it. And he was like, no, do it. Like, do it.
So he was really supportive.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay, like, sure, whatever. And then, so that was, between 2 and 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's how I got up my OnlyFans, and then after, I think, a year of just doing OnlyFans, I started selling on Snapchat as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, my ex got me into that, but the funny thing is, when we actually got together, I had to stop it.
That's just so hypocritical.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right, so what made you, pick the name Redhead Bitch?
So, well, at the time I was a redhead.
You were, up until very recently.
Yes. And I was just trying to think of, like, a name that people would sort of, like, remember just by looking at me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that was pretty much the only one available, honestly.
I know that
at the time, because there's, like, Tattered Barbie.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
We're just apparently shouting at everybody. But, I know there's Redhead Girl and, Gal and, all that sort of stuff. So it's, there's a lot of different variables. But I think people usually do put, a hair colour and just, some sort of physical attribute into their name. So for me, when I started, it was because I just actually come out of a relationship. So I guess in that way, we're kind of opposite.
Yeah.
So I just come out of, being engaged and a long-term relationship, and a friend was talking about it, and I was like, fuck, I'll give it a go as well. And we were talking about names and all that sort of stuff, and my friend had already picked her name out, and I was like, fuck, she's a bit keen. I don't know, I only just, kind of gotten on board with the idea of it. And I was like, I'll just use Paige. It's my middle name, I'll be able to, follow it up easier. Yeah. It's, it's not completely unfamiliar. And then I actually chose Wild, because my favourite movie, High School Musical...
Wildcats,
their basketball team, and then it's everyone actually has Wild in some sort it's a very common thing.
Yeah.
So I thought I was being so fucking original, being no one's gonna know from High School Musical, and everyone's like, that's fucking real original. So that's
I didn't actually know that, honestly, until you just said it. I had no idea.
It's not really much to brag about. But yeah, so my friend and I started, and then I was actually able to kind of get into it really quickly. Yeah. And I enjoyed it, and then my friend, she, I guess, just didn't start out as well as I did, and I think her personality didn't really work in the way of selling content. Yeah. People thought she was, too aggressive and too straightforward, whereas I was a lot more friendly, and, I'd sit there and have a chat and whatnot. Yeah. 4 years later, I'm very different. Yeah. But when you're starting out, it's very, hard to know what to do, and, especially things like prices and, how to actually create content. It's is it the same as creating, just taking nudes?
Yeah, exactly.
People that you're interested in seeing, whatever. Or it's what sort of standard do you go to? What do you need to make them? All sorts of stuff. But, so I actually started out with a Snapchat platform. So I made my premium, and I have had the same premium account for 4 years. I'm really blessed that I haven't lost that. I've lost many other promo Snap accounts, but my premium has lasted the time. And then at the time, so I did actually create an OnlyFans account as well, but that was back in 2018, and it was a very kind of quiet platform. It wasn't much traffic and that on there. And I think I know it was maybe December 2018, I made $19 on there. It was just so quiet. But then at that point, I had already made hundreds through Snapchat sort of thing. So it was just kind of figure out what platform, where to go, and then over the years, OnlyFans has really taken off, and that's definitely such a more secure site to use as a content creator.
Especially in the past year or two, I've found that it's became massive. Yeah. Especially with all of the the whole OnlyFans is shutting down
Yeah.
Not too long ago. That went literally everywhere. Like,
it did.
People, like, my mum came to me and she was like, did you know OnlyFans is shutting down? And I was like, yeah, but how do you know about that? Like, it's not shutting down, but how did you hear of that?
Yeah, it was such, like, a big thing, and there was so much different information out there as to, like, you know, are they banning kind of, like, certain types of content?
Yeah.
Are they banning all sexual content? Are they shutting down as a platform? Like, nobody knew what the fuck was going on. I very much had the mentality of, like, it's out of my control. Yeah. Whatever happens, I'll just roll with it. But then there was so many other content creators who I guess, like, they were kind of very, like, worried if it's, like, their sole income. Yeah. Like, that would be terrifying. And it was just such many mixed emotions. And I saw a lot of things on, like, Facebook and stuff where, you know, so many, like, people would be like, well, now it's time for them to get real jobs and shit like that. And it was just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Like, because at the end of the day, these people are most likely paid for content anyway. So it's like, it's just so hard to navigate.
But, like, as someone that, you know, has a full-time job and then does that on the side, it is a lot harder doing that on the side, and it's a lot more, like, mentally draining and everything than actually working a full-time job.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think another thing as well is, like, a lot of the questions and comments that I get, it's like, you know, do you film every time, like, that you masturbate? Do you, like, how much, like, goes into it? And I feel like, from the perspective of, like, a buyer or someone who views our stories and stuff and knows what we do, like, it's very different to being in our shoes and going, like, okay, I have to create content. Yeah. And, like, you know, the time and everything that's invested into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of time, definitely. I remember once, I think I spent, like, 5-6 hours. Yeah. Just doing one video. Yeah. And that was it. Like, there was no, like, extra photos or anything. It was literally just for that video. Yeah, definitely. And it took me 6 hours.
It's so easy to kind of fall into rabbit holes and stuff when making content, and so it's not as easy as, like, you know, we just go home and, you know, sit there and film ourselves for 20 minutes just like having fun. Like, there's a lot more to it than that I guess people don't see.
Yeah, exactly, because there's, like, you know, if you use, like, extra lighting, there's like the right angles, there's
all like, there's cleanup. Yeah. Cleanup is, like, the biggest thing for me. And it's, like, especially when you finish making content, say if you do it, like, at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're like, I just want to go to fucking bed. Like, I got whipped cream on my titties right now. Like, you can't just, like, jump into bed.
Like, go have a shower, make sure you get all... And whipped cream as well. It's I hate using whipped cream.
It smells so bad.
Yeah, it melts and then it just smells and then you can't really get the smell, like, out of your nose because you've been smelling it for so long. Yeah. So you're, like, full on, like, basically, like, washing yourself to the point where you may as well just get a new body.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like, what sort of food content have you done? Like, what sort of foods have you used?
So, I've used whipped cream, obviously. Strawberries. Okay. Nutella, sprinkles, and...
That was for your Valentine's Day, wasn't it?
And then I did a cucumber for a request from a guy. But I'm pretty sure that's it.
I've done, like, I think I did sprinkles, whipped cream. Yeah. Did cucumber. So pretty similar sort of things. And then the other one I loved doing was icy poles. Yeah. It's so freaking cold though, obviously. But, like...
I thought it would have been hot as.
Like, you know. But, like, I would use, like, frosty fruits, like, all sorts of stuff like that. Yeah. And it's just, like, the initial shock of that going inside you is just, like, so fucking cold. Yeah. But, like, I honestly found it very entertaining for myself. Yeah. Because I would also use, like, you know, different, like, watermelon-shaped icy poles. Like, I was, like, going down through Coles being like, what would look cool in my vagina? And then, like, as it melts, like, you see, like, these different, like, kind of coloured juices just coming like, out of you. And then just kind of, like, melting away. It's like, oh, going down the drain, because, like, I do it in the shower because it's the most convenient place. And it's just, like, I'm just, like, watching, like, you know, this watermelon just, like, washing away. And, yeah. And then half the time I'd, like, eat the rest of the icy pole after. I'm like, may as well.
As you do.
Getting a bit hungry. Yeah. Need a snack. Something to pep me up a little bit.
Like, I forgot to say as well, I've used, like, food as sort of, like, props. Like, I've had Easter eggs and, like, lollies and stuff to make, like, the background. Yeah. More, but, yeah, that I haven't, like, done anything.
Have you used a carrot?
No.
I used a carrot for Easter last year. You've just reminded me. And I motorboated a Easter bunny. Not motorboated. I fucking titty fucked an Easter bunny.
I saw that one. I remember seeing that one. And I was like, My boobs actually are not big enough to, like, do anything like that.
I was like, this poor little Easter bunny's probably just like, help.
So it went to me, like, deep throating a lollipop.
Yeah, I love a good lollipop, but I think half the time it's just, like, I'll eat it while I'm just, like, kind of getting into it. I'm just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's
just, like, tasty.
Yeah.
You just can't help yourself sometimes.
No, definitely not. But, yeah, bloody... I've, like, also, like, done a bit of chocolate and stuff like that for Easter, but that's pretty much as exciting as it gets. Any other props or anything that you've used that you can think of? Like,
not
lights or...
anything. So, I've had, like, lights wrapped around my body.
Yeah.
But besides that, it hasn't been anything really other than just, like, sex toys.
Yeah. It can also be very hard to use props, like, when you're creating solo content.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't be, like, you know, say, like, holding a camera or, like, organising a camera, holding a sex toy, like, touching myself and then like, you don't have enough arms.
No.
It's very fucking difficult.
Yeah. And if you do have, like, somewhere to put your phone as well, it's like, you know, because I know at times it does fall, so you're, like, constantly stopping and putting it back in place and...
Yeah.
Yeah, just not exactly the best.
One thing that I have found, or two things that I find very interesting, that I don't know if it's just a me problem because, like, size-wise, I'm just something else. But I have very short arms.
Yeah.
I struggle to put in butt plugs. I cannot reach my arms.
Oh, see, I don't have trouble.
Like, so I'll sit there like a little T-Rex and just be like, ah! And then people are like, you should, like, show videos of, like, you know, you fucking your ass. I'm like,
you really don't want to see that.
Like, I'm, like, looking like a friggin', like, acrobatus or something. Like, I'm, like, jumping around my room. I'm, like, bent doing yoga poses, being like, just fucking get in me. Because it's so hard to just get it. And I'm just like, oh. And then another thing that I find that really bothers me is I can be halfway through making a video and then I'll just, like, squirt on my fucking camera.
I've never had that.
No?
No.
Like, so I'll and then it's like the whole video's gone. Or, like, that part, like, onwards.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, droplets just going down and you can't see anything.
No, I've always sort of tried to make sure that my phone is, like, a far enough distance to the point where, like, if I do squirt, it's not just going to, like, smack it right where I, like, need it.
Yeah, then I'm, like, fucking, like, washing my phone off, being like, how it's a phone because it's, like, you know, just fucking good old squirty phone over here.
Squirty.
Squirty. Yeah, so pretty much if you ever, like, meet me in person, probably don't touch my phone because you don't know where it's been or what it's seen or what it's got.
Oh, the amount of times I've, like, touched your phone. Now I'm just, like, I'm going to buy you one of those, like, sanitizer phone cases.
I'll take it. If
so,
you
like,
buy me
you can sanitize it every single day.
You're like, I'm changing the song. Let me just sanitize this real quick. So, moving on from that, so buyers. So, how do you like to be approached by people?
So, if I'm sort of at the stage now where, because I've had so many people, like, just try to have a conversation with me, like, trying to be my friend, trying to, like, sleep with me and all that, where I'm now telling my buyers that if you're going to buy off me, please just message me and be like, hey, just wondering if you're selling today.
Yeah.
Or just the simple menu question mark, like payment methods
like
question
keep it
mark.
Simple.
Yeah, just be like straight up with me so I can be like, okay, sweet, like here's my menu, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like if I'm not available now, I'll be available at this time.
Yeah. So I find it's very hard because it is nice when people approach us, be like, hey, how are you? Because like obviously like as a human, like, you know, you're taught to do that, like, you know, to engage in conversation, but from our point of view, it's like when we have hundreds of messages a day going, hey, how are you? It gets old very quick.
Yeah, you learn to just read them and just like swipe.
Yeah, like I'll just swipe out and like obviously like in a way you feel rude reflecting on it. But in the moment I'm just like, I can't deal with this right now because we do also have a lot of people who do waste our time who will just expect to have a conversation. So I think if you are interested in buying from a content creator, they would really appreciate it if you just kind of get to the point to say, hey, do you sell? Or even just like let them know what you're interested in. Yeah. Just anything to kind of let them know that you are buying and not wasting their time.
But even in saying that, there are people that will be like, hey, I'm buying, but I'll buy on this day, but then waste your time anyway.
Yeah, no, so, you still see that.
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, unless you have the money there with you, don't message us either. Like, be payment ready, get straight to the point pretty much, like.
And as much as, like, that's us coming across as being very stubborn, it's like, we just have so many different things and people to cater to, and then us giving all that attention is, like, that's attention that we could be putting into creating more content for you guys. So, it all has to come from somewhere. And so that's what, like, you know, like what you've just said, like, people will message and go, hey, like, I want to buy, but I have to wait till payday. I don't know when your payday is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to come back in and check in with you in 3 days' time. I'm not going to remember your name in 3 days' time. And it's very hard to sort people by that way. So if you have the money, message us then, and, you know, we will be happy to communicate with you. But just remember that it is a transaction. Yeah. And that, you know, we are, like, you know, we want to help you help us. Yeah. And that's pretty much the best way to be a good subscriber, at least initially anyway.
But at the same time as well, one thing that I forget a lot of, like, buyers and subscribers forget is that, like, we are still people. So we do, you know, still go out, spend time with our family. We still go hang out with friends. We still have, like, some of us, well, actually, a lot of us still have, like, full-time jobs or part-time jobs. Like, we still have a life outside of it that also includes, like, us needing our time as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So, if, like, we don't get to you straight away, don't sort of be like, you know, oh, well, I asked you this, and, like, don't necessarily, like, continuously hound us. If we're like, look, we can't at the moment, don't be like, but I'm paying for this.
Yeah,
just be like, okay, thanks, like, I'll message you in, you know, this long or whatever.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing I want to talk about is I often get messages with people saying, like, hey, can you keep it discreet? Please don't save chats and stuff. I personally save every message that I get because I want to keep track of what people have said, when they say it, and stuff like that, because people will also very quickly turn on us. Yes. Like, even just yesterday, I had someone who will, like, you know, sit there and compliment me for weeks and weeks on end, and, you know, and then, like, after a few weeks go, like, oh, like, you're just a fat slut. And it's like, but what happened?
Yeah, like yesterday you were praising me and today I'm a fat slut. Like,
yeah, it's like yesterday I had cute feet and today I'm a fat slut who should go get a real job. And it's like, we don't deserve that. No. Yeah, we're just out here trying to create content and do what we do.
We're making honest money like everyone is at the end of the day. We're just doing it in a way that we know works for us.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's also elements where it's very hard as a content creator because we want to show you elements of our personal life. Yes. But our whole personal life doesn't need to be sexualized. No, so definitely there's times where, like, you know, you and I will go camping, we'll go to the beach and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, like, are you skinny dipping? Like, oh, like, you know, say, show me Zoe's tits and stuff like that. And it's like, we are human. Like, we are real people. We don't just get our tits out everywhere we go. Like, you know, we have to go to Coles and go grocery shopping just like everybody else. We buy petrol. Like, we are just normal humans. And as much as we do want to be sexy and all that sort of stuff on this platform, outside of that, I'm still just Daphne.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we still, you know, have our own lives. We still do our own thing. Yeah. Not everything is sexualized. Like, yeah, I'd love to just go to Coles, like, shopping one day and not have someone be like, oh, go finger yourself in the car afterwards.
Right? And it's like, you know, especially people like you and I, we will just go to Coles in, like, a baggy hoodie and, like, pajama shorts and stuff like that. We are very casual people. And so when people are kind of like, oh, like, you know, you should get your tits out and stuff like that. And it's like, who else gets their tits out in Coles?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's, Another thing that I'm kind of on a roll here, so please feel free to stop me at any point. Public play.
See, I won't do it.
I won't do it either.
Like, I've done it before, but it's sort of been like a spur of the moment thing with like my partner. But I'm not, like, massively into it just because, you know, like, I'm team leader of my job. Yeah. If someone sees that, like me doing public play.
Yeah. It's not worth the risk. No. And that's the thing where I often get people saying, like, have you got any public content? Will you go out and flash and stuff in public and things like that? And it's like, I won't even risk doing things in my car for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not worth it. Because if we get caught, like, that jeopardizes us in so many ways. Yeah. And it's like, once again, it comes back to we have real lives outside of that. We can't have that hanging over our heads. No. I know other women and other content creators who do make outdoor play and public play and all that sort of stuff. That's their choice to do. But just because another content creator makes a certain type of content,
it doesn't mean everyone
does. Mean that we all do. No, we all have our own little niches and our own little sections that I guess we cater to. Yeah. And, yeah, we can't do it all.
No.
Like, we'll never be able to do it all. As much as, we always want to try to, change and be fresh and, like, we do take on what people, like, suggest and stuff like that. We're still humans.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't leave the house just to, try to get naked everywhere. Like, when I leave the house is to, like, keep my tits underneath some sort of clothing.
Yeah. Like, for me, being a bigger busted woman, like, I'm always going to have some sort of, like, cleavage exposed. Yeah. And, like, it makes me sad that gets sexualized. Like, and that's where it's kind of hard for me, like, because, obviously I do sell that, but there's also a time and a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just be out here every day needing some, like, public play or, like, some shit like that. It doesn't work like that. And I think that's one thing as well that makes, like, us want to not talk to someone as well and want to block them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, especially if we've said no a few times and you're just still like, but, it's like, no. We've said no, like, just respect our decision. There's a reason why we're saying no to this.
I think when it comes to anything, if we're saying no to something, just respect that. Like, you don't need to argue with us.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be something small, could be something big. It's like, at the end of the day, if we've said no, it means no. And also, if you guys say no to something, we respect that as well.
Yeah.
Like, we're very open with communication, and it's like, we want to give you guys the content that you want.
Yeah.
We want to keep you happy. Like, we're not doing this just to take your money. It's like, it's a transaction of us helping each other. So any way that you help us do that, it's going to be better for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to make for a better, connection in general.
Yeah, speaking of transactions like that, what are kind of like, common requests that you get, different things like that?
So common requests would definitely be, like anal play.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that. I get a lot of, so I try to do this thing where I think I only did like a couple of photo shoots with it.
Yeah.
But I like brought outfits and wigs and stuff, and I'd like dress up and basically be someone else.
Mm-hmm. And
I had a lot of people that loved that sort of stuff. So I still get a few people now being like, hey, like, when you're going to dress up in the wig and everything again. A lot, I'm actually getting a fair few, like, girlfriend experience requests.
I have noticed you've been
at the moment. Yeah, it's like every day I'm with you, I'm like, oh, check out my 2 boyfriends today.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's definitely been like a massive one the past 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been massive, and like I've already got a request for tomorrow.
Yeah, I think when it comes to your things that you guys are interested in, like, feel free to vocalize that with us, but we might not be able to do everything, but, we can meet in the middle and, find something else that you guys might be more comfortable in, or, just stuff like that. Common things that I get asked are just kind of more like selling clothes, lingerie, stuff like that. Honestly, I can't think of anything ridiculous that I've had recently, other than people that will go like, hey, like, it's just like, I can't even think of anything at the moment.
There is one thing that I do that I know you don't for your own personal reasons, which is the dick ratings.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up.
So because I wasn't sure on how to do it at first, and then I sort of like did a little bit of research on it, and it was a very popular thing for guys.
Yeah.
But then I also saw something on your private story about how you don't do it for your own reasons.
Yeah. I might actually go into that now, thank you. So, I hate the idea of, like, I don't want to be mean to people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, I don't know. There's just so many different feelings about it. So, I often do get asked for dick rates. Yeah. And, like, I would want to be honest to someone about it. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, you got a massive dick if your dick is, like, average. Because then, you know I'm lying to you. I know I'm lying to you. And, if you're not necessarily aware that I'm lying to you, I don't want you going out and telling the next chick, oh, I've got a fucking massive dick because some person said I did.
Tiny, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And I would just hate to make someone feel negatively towards themselves. And as someone who deals with body issues, I would hate to project that onto the next person. Yeah. And so, like, I have, been with people, dated people and that who, are average at best. And that's, like, that isn't a deciding factor for me. Like, I don't think dick size necessarily matters if we can get in a good rhythm and stuff like that together. Yeah. You can work around it. There's so many ways around it. And at the end of the day, if we just, fucking shot everybody in the head who had a little dick, like, you can't do that. No. And, yeah, if we isolate them, like, everybody deserves to be loved. And,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I just have so many feelings about dick rates. And I just hate for someone to feel negatively about themselves because of something I've said.
Yeah, so, like, on the same topic as that, I do have people that will, like, pay you to get one off me. But they will make it easier on me and be like, you know, degrade me. Like, I love being degraded.
Oh, fuck, I'm glad you brought this up as well.
And so I've had guys that are like, you know, like, tell me I've got a small penis. Tell me how small it is. Like, tell me it disgusts you and everything.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like, if I don't necessarily love what I'm seeing or if it's, like, not, you know, massive, I'll be like, you know.
Get into it.
Yeah, like, it is a good size. But, and then I'll go into, like, you know, their veins or, like, if it looks smooth or something, like, I'll try stick on, like, the good things they have.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
You take the positives out of it.
Yeah, this may not be the best, but this is amazing.
Yeah. I think I like your approach. I just don't know if it's something that I could do myself. I have actually had people pay me to degrade them. Yeah. I felt so bad after. I felt like that, like... Oh, and there was this guy, and he was like, you know, I'm trying to make my dick smaller. And I was like, who am I to tell him what he can and can't do with his body? But also, like, I didn't understand. Like, as a woman, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's something that I will never be able to understand. Yeah. And, like, you know, he'd be like, send me videos of you laughing, and, you know, can you get friends to help you? Yeah. Like, yeah, just video, like, you and your friends laughing. Yeah. And, like, so, like, as much as that's easy to do, I could kind of switch off afterwards. I was just like, I just felt awful. Yeah. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just so fucking hard.
I know.
I'm too much of a heart.
I know, because it's like, you know, as much as I like it, I don't necessarily know, like, how bad to push it with someone else.
Yeah, you don't want to push it too far, but you also want to give them their money.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, you love to be degraded, but, like, I don't want to sit there and be like, you know, your dick's as big as a snail, like.
There's just so many different, like, approaches, and it's like,
But at the same time, with that guy that we have on Snapchat that always posts, you know, photos of him. When it's people like that, so we have this guy on Snapchat, shout out to him, by the way, I absolutely love watching his story.
Oh, he's so beautiful.
It makes me so happy. He's so confident. He, like, always posts, like, dick pics and everything. Yeah. But then, like, he's out in the open about it. He's really confident about it. And he, on one, what does it say?
Message. If you think I have a little penis, like, reply to this saying pee-pee weenie. Yeah. Pee-pee wee wee.
Like, he's so open about it, and I just love it. And, like, he'll even message you as well and be like, you know, I have a small dick donor. Like, tell me. It's funny.
Yeah, you and I literally watch his story every time it comes up. And, like, we, like, literally, like, watch it to the point where we know something's new. So, it's just so fucking beautiful.
And it's, like, the exact same photos every day, except there might be, like, one new one in there, like, one or two in there. Yeah. And as soon as we watch them, we'll be like, oh, have you seen his story today?
Yeah. Like, I don't think people realise as well how much Zoe and I really do communicate. Yeah. Like, we see each other every day at this stage.
Literally every single day.
Literally every day. And I feel like that's something people at home might not know as well. Like, oh, it's just two content creators kind of, like, collabing to make a podcast. It's like, no, we've genuinely, like, spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, like, we've been camping, we go to the same gym together, like, we're doing this together. We only live, like, 20-30 minutes away from each other as well. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, it's not a massive distance. Like, you know, we'll go out for dinner, go out for lunch, do all of that together.
Yeah, but speaking of which, because we spend so much time together, we are very aware of people who hassle each other. Like, we do tell each other stuff like that. Yeah, we do have a lot of common denominators that we're like, fuck them guys. But there's also other people that are like, oh, like, that's a good buyer and stuff like that. Yeah. And so that's awesome for us to share that information with each other. I was going somewhere with my thought, but I freaking lost it.
Yeah, no, so it is very helpful, especially when, like, you know, I did get a lot of my buyers from you. Yeah. As well, because you did shout me out a few times, like, when I was struggling a little bit. Which helped. So, like, you know, there's times where I've messaged you and been like, hey, like, this guy said he knows you. How was that? Like, yeah. You know.
We just really have each other's back. Yeah. I've so lost
you
my
still
train.
Can't remember.
I so can't remember. My goodness.
So, what do you think would have been the weirdest thing that, like, either, because I know you, like, wherever it was you had your phone number somewhere so people could call you up.
So there's an app called Lakanto.
Yes.
And it's the sussest, dodgiest site ever. And you can advertise near on anything on there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Gumtree, but like the black market version, but like not as hectic. It's just like, it's one of those things where you just have to experience it to know.
Yeah.
And anyway, I used to advertise just, me on there. And there was this night where I had a phone call and someone asked...
I love this story.
Somebody asked if I would fuck their dog. Long story short,
yeah.
They asked if I would sleep with them. And then he was like, would you like to come around and sleep with me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And he was like, and when you're here, would you like to meet my dog? And then meet my dog turned into, would you like to fuck my dog? And he offered like a few grand for me to go sleep with his dog. But you just, no.
Yeah, I think
just
that's a line. Like, that is a line a lot of people do cross.
Yeah.
But
you shouldn't.
It's, not our personal,
No, like, if I know you do that, like, just fucking fuck off. Like,
I don't kink shame a lot of, like, I try not to kink shame at all. But I feel like that is definitely just, like, something that I'm like, okay, like, I love animals. I don't know if that's, like...
I don't even like animals.
As, like, cruelty or, like, what? But, just don't, like, if you do it, I will block you on everything. I will never speak to you again.
I'll fucking... Like, no,
I ain't blocking you. I'm blocking you, sis.
Like, I hate animals. I make that known everywhere I go. Like, if you have an animal, do not send me a photo. Do not bring it near me.
Yeah.
Like, no. Fuck animals.
Yeah.
But don't fucking sexually assault your animal either. Like, no. Like, don't
fuck animals, but don't literally fuck animals.
Like, don't do a Shane Dawson up in this bitch. We don't need to be out here coming on cats and, like, no. Like, that's just fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It makes me actually, like, I don't even know how to explain it because, like, there has been, a couple of shout-out pages, which, like, I have blocked them because they have posted this content. And it's sort of like, I felt sick. I've started sweating straight away at the same time as wanting to throw up. Like, my heart started racing. Like, my stomach dropped. It was just all of these different emotions combined into one. And I quite literally did not know, like, how to handle it. Yeah. Because of this tiny, like, 2-second clip I saw.
Yeah, I feel like with us being on the platform that we have, you... are subject to seeing a lot of things that you don't want to see. Like, I have had, like, men send me videos of, like, them, like, wanking and, like, their dog will be, like, right next to their crotch and stuff like that. And it's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's so unnecessary. Like, and there is other ways, if you want to explore, I guess, in that way, there's so many other ways. There's, like, there's toys and, like, all that sort of stuff. You do not have to use an actual animal.
There's blow-up dolls,
like, literally do anything. I don't care if you, like, fucking get a glory hole in your house and you paint a dog on it. Like, do anything that isn't actually assaulting an animal.
Yeah. I can't.
No. Actually, do you know what? Don't even do that. That's just fucking disgusting. No. I can't. I don't want my name attached to saying that.
That is the only thing I will kink shame, though.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Like, I'm fine with you. I'm not fine with it, but, like... if you do, like, knife play, because I've done that before, or, like, if you do shit play or stuff like that, like, I'll sit down and be like, okay, like, how did you get into that? I sort of want to know, but...
the curiosity.
Yeah, the curiosity. But if it's over that line, I'm just like, I don't want to know. No.
We also get, like, exposed to, like, different shout-out pages and stuff, like, where you do see... like, images that are altered to, like, make females look younger. Or, like, we even exposed to things where it is, like, very young-looking girls. And, like, obviously, people don't put their fucking birth certificate on Snapchat and stuff like that. But it's, like, it's just so, like, you don't want to see that.
No.
And that also just reminded me, if you are underage, do not message fucking buying accounts. Do not add buying accounts.
No, don't do any of that. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people can go down for that, especially you as well, because you're the one providing it.
Yeah, like, if you're underage, just wait until you're over 18. Like, we're not interested in selling to minors. Like, we don't, like, it's just so unnecessary. And, like, you know, go access, like, other avenues and stuff like that, but do not drag down content creators with you.
Yeah, like, if you know, want to make an OnlyFans on your 18th birthday, go nuts. I don't care.
Yeah, fucking do it. The minute it hits midnight.
Yeah, go nuts. But even if it's, like, the day before your 18th birthday, no.
No, Glock you too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about that.
We're very, like, strict with the law when it comes to this stuff because there has been so many different, like, accusations as well made about it.
Yeah. I just feel like when it comes to you and I feel like we're usually on the same page, and it's like when it comes to people's interests and stuff like that, like, you're welcome to express them with us. We might not understand, but, like, you know, you can talk to us about that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
all that sort of stuff, but just make sure everything's fucking legal. Like, we don't want to get affiliated with illegal shit with you. You shouldn't do it. Like, just, you know, just fucking pull your head in.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. So, yeah, if you're underage, just don't, stay away. Just stay away.
Underage, animals, fucking, just, if you have to think twice about it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking don't.
Like, if you have to think twice, your second thought should be no.
Yeah, if there's any sort of hesitation, it's just like driving. If you have to hesitate, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, just
that's how you end up with special car parks.
Yeah. Happened once, okay?
I'm still judging you for it.
I'm still getting ka-chow tattooed on me because of that.
That's something that we talk about in episode 3, Zoe's special car park. So if you don't know what we're talking about, go back and listen to that one. Is there anything else you'd like to add to this
No,
today?
I think...
Any odd requests that you've had?
Oh, I mean, besides, you know, some guy messaging me asking me to, like, shit on a paper towel and video it. Like, it wasn't... Because this guy was like, you know, basically like, can you take a video of you shitting for me? And I was like, oh, it's going to be a bit weird, like, with my phone down the toilet, you know? I was like, I don't want the water to come up and, like, splash my phone. Or, like, what happens if I drop my phone in the toilet? Like, what, you know, what the fuck's... I can't do that. And then he was like, no, like, get paper towel, put it on the ground, set your phone up. I want to see the shit come out of your asshole.
Yeah, it's like, I've had the phone call of someone asking me if I was, like, interested in giving them a brown shower, and I'm not about it. I feel like I'm a very clean person.
Yeah.
Like, I'll happily swallow a load of cum sort of thing, like, just so I don't have to clean it up later.
Yeah, like, I've, you know, done the whole golden showers thing. Like, I've peed on people before, but, yeah, the whole shit play I'm not into.
Do you make piss play content?
If they request it, I do. I won't put it out there for sort of, like, everyone to see. It's sort of the same as feet.
Okay.
Like, certain people like feet, and then others can just be like, I don't want to see that, and then you can lose, like, you know, 10 customers or something straight up.
I love feet.
So, I know.
I did say that one nice and quiet. Have you ever made period content?
Yes, I think I have.
I used to make it, and then I kind of just, you know, I guess with, like, as a woman, like, your period can be so unpredictable, and you usually, like, if you're in pain, you're not thinking about, you know, playing with yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of the time, because, you know, we both have the same condition.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a really painful experience, especially when, you know, you're trying that is extremely painful to the point where, like, I've ended up in hospital because of the pain. Yeah. And I know you have as well.
Yeah, with polycystic ovaries, like, it's very hard, and, like, it can be painful for us and stuff like that. And even when we're not having our period, like, just outside of it, we can also, like, experience painful sex and bleeding and stuff like that. So there's also times where, you know, you and I do need to take time out for our health because that's always so much more important. And if we make you, like, half-ass content because we're not well, like, we're just wasting our time and your time.
Yeah, like, I remember this one customer in particular, I was meant to make, I think, a 5-minute video for him. Yeah. And I messaged him, like, I started it, and I ended up messaging him, and I was like, look, I'm sorry, like, I really did try. I'm just in too much pain at the moment. And he was like, no, that's completely fine, you know. Take a couple of days. Yeah, even take, like, a week to yourself. That's fine. Make sure you're okay. Yeah. Put your health before, you know, like, my needs. Just because I want something doesn't mean you need to, like, push yourself to do it.
And they're the sort of subscribers that we do remember. Like, the people that actually treat us like we're humans at the end of the day. Like, it's so much more important, and, like, we do, like, they're the names that we remember.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, if you treat us like shit, like, we don't deserve that.
No.
There's
we'll
no
block
need.
You straight up. I'll block you. She'll block you. Like, you know. Block
we
and
don't
block.
play games. But, yeah, so I guess, you know, just people that, like, treat us like real humans at the end of the day, like, it's just so much more important to us.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like we could definitely talk about this for, like, another hour or so.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's probably a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah, for sure.
If you guys have any more questions about, like, this sort of stuff, please leave a comment and let us know, and we will make another video on it.
Yeah, we're so happy to make, like, an episode 5 part 2 sort of thing and come back and touch on these subjects. If there's any way that we can help you in, like, you know, the way of buying and stuff like that. Also, we should do an episode where we talk about how to avoid scammers and stuff like that.
Yes,
because there
definitely.
is women who will scam you and, like,
Yes.
fake accounts, and we can give you tips on how to look out for those.
Yes.
But also we can experience, like, talk about the experiences we've had where we've been scammed and stuff as well. Doesn't happen as much these days, but we'll touch that in another episode.
Yeah.
We'll touch that. I'm sorry. I'm tired. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to this. We hope you've enjoyed this, and we hope that you take something away from this one. We do like to bring a bit of educational stuff as well as some sex stories to you guys.
Yes, definitely.
And yeah, make sure you leave us those 5-star reviews, because remember, for season 1, we will pick our favourite comments. We didn't for this episode. Fuck, we are so bad at this. But yeah, we'll sort it out.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
See yous.